Good morning. Happy December 1st. We're going to open our first advent, which is this coffee calendar from Aldi. I'm going to do my best opening this while holding my phone. We'll see how this goes. It's a learning process, right? On day one, it's like, what weird thing can I do this year? Oop, can I do it? Maybe. Can I give myself a paper cut while I do it? Probably. Ooh, today is caramel vanilla coffee. There we go. I'm gonna pop that in my Paul Bunyan cook shanty mug from the Dells. It has this cool map of like the Midwest, well, Wisconsin and Minnesota, and then a Paul Bunyan in the bottom. All right, yay, first advent. Okay, hello from my face for Monday, December 1st, 2025. Coffee is very good. We're gonna open the advent calendar. I know you're all waiting on pins and needles for me to open first. My Kinder Chocolate advent. Just kidding. I am gonna open it first, but I know it's not the one that we're all waiting on. Okay, so today is this adorable snowman. Ooh, it's this little penguin. So on the back, there are 4 different ones. So it looks like there's gonna be 6 of each, I'm guessing. This one, penguin, is a milk chocolate with creamy, milky filling and cookie bits. So yay, I'll have that with my coffee in a little bit. We're gonna open the Downton Abbey one first for yarn advents. Now, I did message Maggie and asked her which one, or like when they should be opened, and she left it flexible. So because it's a weekly calendar and this is the first week of December, I'm gonna open it today. So if you also have this calendar and you haven't opened it yet, that's a spoiler. So jump ahead, I don't know. If I think of it, I'll put a timestamp in. Otherwise, fast forward a couple of minutes and you'll probably be fine. Okay, so week 1, the Grantham, the socks I released today, which I talked about yesterday, are the Grantham Glamour socks. This is the Downton Glamour calendar. So, see, this is why I open these normally not on camera, because I'm bad at it. Okay, here we go. Ooh. That's the Problem, Rose McClare. It's very pretty. Ooh. Maggie, this one's real good. This is her new logo, if you haven't seen it yet. And this is on her Salta fingering base. Ta-da! Ooh, I'm gonna knit the new pattern I just released in this. Yay. I used the 2024 calendar to design it, so I actually am surprised for all 5 weeks of 2025, and I'm very excited about it. Okay, wonderful. Crinkle. I was ready for Gigi to come running because she loves tissue paper, but she is busy doing something else. All right, Little Mermaid. So this is our daily one. And I have the tonal and variegated combined calendar. So today we'll be opening from the variegated Ariel, and day 1 is Fathoms Below for the tonal. Ta-da! So yes, fingering, variegated, and tonal. Day 1, Little Mermaid. Ooh, so this is Ariel. Now, I do know what all the colors are. I don't remember what order they're in. Here we go. We're in my very dim living room this morning. So that's Ariel. And this is Fathoms Below. This is richer than it's coming out. I'm sure. Oh, there we go. I'm sure when I run this through editing, it will look better. Not better, but it'll look more true to color. Here we go. So I've decided that I'm going to do the Cozy Comfort Throw by Molly of a Homespun House. It's available on Ravelry. I will link it. My own pattern is a little too thinky than I want to do right now. I also have one on the needles using our Real Housewives colorways that Emily of Fangirl Fibers and Maggie of Urinaceous Fibers did for Rhinebeck this year. I got to swatch them, so I have the leftovers. So I'm doing a striped scrap witchery blanket, which I will show you once I get a little further into it. It's not super interesting at the moment. So this is going to be a Cozy Comfort Throw. It's done on an 8 needle. I have 2 sets of them coiled right here. They're both this is Knit Picks, and this is what used to be Knitter's Pride is now Knit Pro Dreams. They're all interchangeables. I actually made them Christmassy because one cord's green and one cord's red, and one needle is green and one needle is red. I'm very excited about Christmas this year because, like I said yesterday, it's actually a calm, chill, hopefully, knock wood, holiday season. Gigi's here, Colin's here. We're all doing our morning wake-up time. It is 6:30. I do not have to work today. So because we were very diligent about getting everything done before we left for the holiday break, I actually don't have much to do. So I will be working tomorrow. So today we're going to get started on this. I'm going to go wind them up. I always am torn. Let me know what you do. I am torn between the joy of hand winding them while sitting on the couch and watching something, but I usually tangle them and they get mad. And then also torn between going up and winding them, but then they're all floppy. But the good news with this blanket is it uses up everything. So I shouldn't have any leftovers. So it probably won't matter if it's floppy. I don't know. I think I'm going to go wind them up so I can get started on them this morning. Okay. I will check in with you throughout the day. We have a lot of YouTube to catch up on. Some, my favorite YouTubers. So I will put those up as we go. Yeah, otherwise it's just going to be working on this, probably starting that sock, bopping around on some other projects. I'm a very non-monogamous knitter. So yeah, that's what's on deck for today. Pretty good start to December, I think. All right, I'll check in with you in a little bit. Hi, so it's about almost 9:30. I need to go scrape the car off and run a quick errand to the grocery store. We are having lazy shepherd's pie for dinner, which I don't know if I've ever made on the vlogs. If I have, great. If I haven't, I'm gonna make it today. I'll put the recipe down below. We were gonna have it this weekend, but then I forgot tomato soup and then it winter stormed, so it wasn't possible for me to go to the store. Yeah, I get to go scrape the 5 inches of snow off the car. So we're gonna dress up and go do that and then run to the grocery store, and then we're gonna come home. And when we get home, I'm gonna fill you in what my plan is for my knitting for the rest of the day. It doesn't look like that much snow, and it did blow yesterday, but it snowed pretty much nonstop on Saturday. And yeah, so I'm gonna go scrape what I have to off of our car. Here we go. Okay, I'm home from the store. Store was successful and boring. Scraping off the car was successful and boring. It's cold out. I wore my big coat and my new snow boots. Win. But I have a quick story to tell you before we talk about knitting things for the rest of the day. So I, this year, want to make spritz cookies. And spritz cookies require a cookie press. So a cookie press, you can get them. They're on Amazon. I bought one. They're actually usually marketed these days as a churro maker. So I bought one on Amazon and it was not great and it's getting sent back. I just have to take it to UPS and send it back. And I've been trolling eBay for vintage ones. We have one in my family, but it's not currently accessible due to it being in storage while my parents are building a new house. And so I'm like, okay, I'll bite the bullet. There's an OX01 on Amazon. It's $40. And I'm like, for something I'm going to use once a year. And I wanted a vintage one. So after the grocery store, I feel oddly compelled to go to the Goodwill next door. Not normally a thrifter, but I just had this from whatever. I'm like, let's go to Goodwill really quick. So I pop into Goodwill because it's cold enough to leave the groceries in the car for the 10 minutes I was in Goodwill. And I'm walking around the bakeware section. I was actually looking at coffee mugs. Don't need new coffee, more coffee mugs, but I was looking at coffee mugs. and I looked down on the very bottom shelf of the bakeware section, and I found a deluxe Cookie King from Nordic Ware, which I could not tell you when this is from, but it is, do you see that? The price on it? It's $3. And guess what? It's complete and functioning, has all its parts, including, so Spritz cookies are a pressed cookie, and because they have specific shapes, because you load them into the gun if you've never made a Spritz cookie, which I haven't. I've had them and I know how it works. I've just never made them. You have plates that you put in to make the shapes. And not only does it have all its plates, it has the most important one. I've got a Christmas tree. I've got a sunburst. I've got this icing edging. I think this is for Reese, technically. I've got a person. I've got a dog. I've got a snowman. And then I have all the little piping, and then a star, and then like the piping tip. For $3. And it's all complete and perfect. If anyone knows how old the Deluxe Cookie King is, please let me know. It was made in Minneapolis, Minnesota, by the Northland Aluminum Products Company. I'm so thrilled by this. I cannot even tell you. So, great news. We will be making Spritz cookies this year, and it's super exciting. Yay. Okay, knitting for this afternoon. It's about 10:30. That didn't take me long to be out and about. Oh, I banged it into my glasses. I am Beauty, I am Grace. I cannot get that thing back in the box. So, knitting plans for this afternoon. I am going to touch on a few things. Shoot, one of them's in the whip pile. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. For the literally half a second I was gone. If you watched the Rhinebeck vlog, you know I bought buttons to work on the Winter Court cardigan, Winter Court Cardi by Tristan of Dragon Horde Yarn. These are the buttons that I bought from Tristan at Rhinebeck. They have leaves on them. This is my yarn. It is Maple Heather from Knit Picks. It's Wool of the Andes. It was a limited edition color, so I don't know if it's still available, especially with all the sales they've been having. And I bet you I'm in the middle of a row. I so am. But I am 18 repeats away, or 9 repeats away from splitting for sleeves. That's the back. These are my fronts. So I'm going to work on this for a little bit since I have time. I'm going to set an hour timer and work on 3 projects. I'm going to work on this one. I'm going to work on the Impulse cast on from this weekend because I was responsible and got a bunch of stuff done. So I decided I could be irresponsible and cast things on. I am starting an Alpine Bloom by Caitlin Hunter, using this color that I got at Flock from Balliora. Can never say it. Fibers based in Limerick, Limerick, Ireland. This is Shetland sock. It's 100% Shetland. Aran Islands is the colorway. And this, I have 3 skeins of this. It was gifted to me at my bachelorette party by 2 of my fiber friends who had this. This is like, they had it milled. And I cannot for the life of me, I couldn't tell you what it is. If either one of you were watching and you remember, tell me what this is. It's an undyed 2-ply, very woolly wool. And I am into, I've done, I think 2 or 3 increases in the color work. I'm just making sure I'm all untangled. There we go. So Alpine Bloom has this really pretty lace color. And then I am through like the first flower and leaves. I was worried there wasn't gonna be enough contrast in this. I didn't throw it into the black and white version, but I figured it'd be okay. It looks pretty good to me. And yeah, I'm really happy with it. And then my very last thing, hold on, I'm gonna go grab it. And the third thing I'm gonna set an hour timer for and work on is finishing my Ooey Gooey. I was doing this for Rhinebeck. I did not finish it for Rhinebeck. I was supposed to finish it for Thanksgiving, did not finish it for Thanksgiving. I am literally like, I don't know, a couple of hours work and a block away from this being done. I have hard feelings about this sweater. Has nothing to do with the yarn. I might feel differently once I block it. I don't know. But all I know is that I kind of rage quit working on it before Rhinebeck because I didn't want it. And then it didn't matter because I had enough sweaters for Rhinebeck anyway. And so we're going to work on getting this done, so it is done. If I don't like how it fits in the end, I am either going to gift it to my sister if she likes how it looks, or it's going to go live at the studio. It's Fangirl Fibers yarn in a sport weight that Emily dyed. For me, if you've been to a show, you've seen Emily's Ooey Gooey, which came out great, but just, I think her gauge and my gauge are different, and I'm bad and didn't gauge swatch because I don't. Please don't come for me. I just don't. It's what it is. So that's what I'm going to do now until, probably 1:30 in the afternoon. I don't have to do any prep for dinner because it's lazy shepherd's pie, so it's got it's easier to make. So I'll take you along with me when we do that. Otherwise, I'm going to sit here and watch my trash TV and set my hour timer and work on these 3 garments. And then I'm going to go back to my blanket, which of course are in the middle of a row. But here's what we've got going on. Again, I'm sitting in the direct sun, so we're getting a little bit blown out, but this is what I've got so far on my Cozy Comfort throw. I love our 2-ply base at work. It makes the nicest, softest things, and it's just really nice for all the things. I have another garment on the nails I'll show you at some point, made out of the same base that I really, really like, but I'm not great at straight stockinette on garments. I get bored. It's because it's a large, again, I don't knit vanilla socks. I'm knitting my first Musselburgh, and yeah. Okay, I'm very rambly. I think it's because I'm hungry. I will check in with you guys later. Enjoy this B-roll of me working on these garments for the next couple of hours. Gigi, you enjoying your sunshine? Kitty. Gigi, she will not look. She was chasing the reflection from my phone case earlier. Okay. Oh, there she is. Yeah, I think she's chasing it now. Okay, so here's Gigi's first appearance on the vlog for the year. Good girl, Bug. Okay, so I'm through my first hour timer. We made more progress. Got another set of increases done. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 more to go after that. It's a big chart, so it's going to take a while. And I have started Natalie's first Vlogmas episode for the year. Natalie is one that I watch every single year. And yeah. Okay, next project. So it's later in the afternoon. It's snowing again. I think I knew it was supposed to. It's very lightly snowing, but I went out to get the mail. We have happy mail. 1 is yarn, 1 is shirts. So let's open that together. I'm done doing my timer thing. Yeah, so that's good. Now I'm gonna finish what I was working on the blanket, and then I will work on some socks. So I got 2 skeins of, I got enough Felici for a pair of socks. I lost an earring again. For a pair of socks each, so I had to buy 2. I like Wicked, but I had my Wicked thing 20 years ago when Wicked first came out, when the original musical came out. So I haven't been super sucked into the Wicked thing. I appreciate it. I'm glad other people are appreciating it. I haven't seen either of the movies, but I saw the show in 2005 in Chicago. But all that to say, I got the Gravity colors. That's upside down. Gravity. And I think this was called Popular. Yeah, Popular. Ta-da! Yeah. I know Felici has a tendency to not always be dyed the most accurately, so we'll see, because this is a new run of it. I don't know, maybe. Okay, so I got that during their Black Friday sale. That was all I bought. Nice note from them. And then I bought shirts from a place called Creep-O-Rama because I like spooky stuff. So I got, they're comfort colors and I love them. I got 2 shirts from their Black Friday collection, and I got a new sticker. So here's Creep-O-Rama. I found them because they do officially licensed Kevin Smith stuff. And I have a Dogma shirt that I got from them. Sorry, my hair is damp from the snow. So, apparently there's a podcast. I like them because they always send a sticker. Okay, so I bought one for the 1998 sci-fi horror film, The Faculty. Yay! I love this movie. I made Colin watch it this year for Halloween for the first time. So, yeah, not super disturbing for the general public. I mean, minus the fact that that person's face is turning into an alien. But, yeah, Faculty. Yay. And my newest classic horror movie fixation over the last couple years has been An American Werewolf in London. So this year they did An American Werewolf in London release, and I did not buy one because finances were not in line to buy it because it was a frivolous purchase. And I was really, really sad. And then they had this in their Black Friday sale. So I picked up, they do pre-orders and then they'll release the extras. So it says Carnivorous Lunar Activities. And then An American Werewolf in London. Yay. I am selective about where I wear these shirts. I have a Hocus Pocus one that I got from them for Halloween. I have a Dogma one, as I said before, and now I have these 2. So, yeah. Yeah, I try not to wear them in places that might bother other people, but it's okay. Nothing is super graphic on there, and they're stylized and fun. So, Halloween all year round. Yay. That is our Happy Meal for today. We should have Happy Meal tomorrow. Colin bought me a blanket in the Critical Role Christmas sale that was supposed to have been here today. It should have maybe been here on Friday. But once it arrived at the post office or the, center here in Wisconsin, it went to Texas for like 4 days and then came back this way. Yay. So that's there. Yarn-wise, I think I mentioned I have a Labyrinth New Year's Eve cast-on box. I bought a Hobbit, Lord of the Rings. I think it's Christmas and Bag End. Hobbit is in Halton. Can't remember. I bought from Yarnaceous Fibers a Christmas Eve cast-on just this last weekend. And that might have been it. I went to my local yarn store and bought yarn on Friday, which I believe I talked about on Saturday or yesterday. I'm having trouble keeping track of what I talked about. Like, I'm not 100%. I showed you the sock I designed for Maggie's Yarnaceous Fibers Downton Abbey Advent. So here it is. It's the Grantham Glamour sock. It's one of my favorite socks I've designed in a while. It's a very fun pattern and it comes out absolutely stunning. And yeah, I really want to cast on this week's color with it and do it. But A, I have to finish the second sock of the pair. And B, I have gift socks I have to knit on, which I need to include in the hour timer situation. Anyway, it is 2:15. I have like 3.5 rows left on the blanket for the day. Then I'm going to switch into gift socks. And then in like an hour and a half or so, I'm going to start dinner. So I will be back with you to check in for that. And then I'll probably sign off for the evening after dinner. This is probably the most talky I'm going to be for a couple of days vlog-wise because I will be working and can't talk a lot at work because I'm working. So I'll put in B-roll and stuff and I'll check in with you guys in the morning and then when I get home. But I think what I might do is, because I'd like to be able to sign off and then be able to edit tonight so it's up for the morning, is I'll include B-roll of what we did the night before so like I'll put what we did last night into the B-roll for today, or at the front of today's vlog. Then I'll put what we did tonight in the front of tomorrow's vlog, and so on and so forth. So I don't have to worry about like, oh, I signed off, but like I had more stuff to show you kind of thing. So yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go and knit some more. All right, dinner time coming to you from the overhead light in the kitchen because we're cooking, so the overhead light has to be on. Okay, so I'm gonna show you what we're making for dinner tonight. We are making lazy shepherd's pie. Lazy shepherd's pie consists of, and I will link the recipe down below, a pound of beef. We use the plant-based one solely for this recipe because I like how it tastes. You need frozen vegetables. You need a beef stew packet. Sorry about my sink. You need a can of tomato soup. You need mashed potatoes, cheddar cheese, and then I put Worcestershire sauce and liquid smoke in it to give it a little kick. I do not remember if I've made this on previous Vlogmases or not. If I have, great. If I haven't, great. But that's what we're gonna make now. And I'm jamming out to my Christmas playlist here in the kitchen while we do this. Okay, so we are browning this just like we would regular ground beef, and we are boiling the water to make the instant mashed potatoes. Okay, so then we add all that stuff in and we let it simmer on low heat for 5 to 10 minutes. I will tell you this, if you forget the beef stew seasoning pack, it will be ruined. I did that once for Colin's birthday, worst version I've ever made. And then in here we have our taters, precious, sitting and waiting for their turn in the recipe. I'm sorry about my dirty spoon rest. I'm gonna clean it right now. When it is done simmering, you're gonna put it in a casserole dish. I have greased mine with cooking spray, just helps it not to stick. And then we're gonna top it with the mashed potatoes and the cheese. This is now going to go in a 400-degree oven for the next half an hour. I will give you the heads up, it gets hot, like surface of the sun hot, and it likes to try and bubble over. So I would check it at about 25 minutes, or if you start to smell it a lot, not like a bad way, but if you start to smell it and it smells like it's getting done, go check on it. Then we tuck ourselves back on the couch with our knitting and Housewives of Atlanta while it cooks. And this is what it should look like when it's done. I am literally gonna let this cool for 10 minutes before we dig in, and I will show you what it looks like when we're eating. And now this is all done. It's really good. I apologize to the great people of the United Kingdom. I'm sure this is a far cry from what shepherd's pie actually is, but it's easy and it tastes good and it's quick and I like it. So that's lazy shepherd's pie. All right, gang, successful first day of Vlogmas. Probably one of the most productive days of Vlogmas ever, too. So I'm gonna go ahead and start editing this, and I will check in with you guys tomorrow morning. So thanks for coming by. Thanks for all the nice comments on the day 0 video. And yeah, thanks for coming by, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.